Hi, guys. My name is Gab. I'm an entrepreneur, and welcome to my daily podcast where I talk about entrepreneurship and travel and stuff. And today I want to talk about podcasts because I kind of started a podcast a few days ago, actually a year ago, and then I quit. And then I did two more episodes, and I quit again. And 2 days ago, I started again. Is it going to be for good? If we look at the data, might not. But we'll see. For now, I am live kind of every day. And that's it. So, I want to talk about a podcast because I know that it's something that people are searching a lot for. And I found a really easy way for me to produce it and to just broadcast it everywhere. And there's a small process that I do, and I would like to share it with you guys. I use a few tools, and it really made the thing much less painful for me because part of what was making it painful was the whole process. So let's start by the beginning. What is a podcast? So a podcast is quite simply a radio show on demand. Back in the days, we had radio show, but you had to be tuned in when the photons came from the station. And then if you lost it, that's it. You lost it forever. A podcast, the only difference from the old BBC radio show is that it's on demand after. So let's say you can be live and just broadcast your podcast live, but if you missed it, you can listen to it till the end of time or till we run out of electricity. So that's a podcast. Why should you start a podcast? Well, it depends. Do you have something to say? Do you have a message to share? Do you want to start maybe an online business? Then a podcast is a good tool for people who are willing to talk for, let's say, 30 minutes or on every time. Like, there's no real rules on how long a podcast is, but the average, I think, is 35, 38 minutes. So it gives you an idea. 3 minutes wouldn't be called a podcast. It would just be called like a regular YouTube video. But with a podcast, it's more like the emphasis is more on the voice, it's more on the sound, less on the image. Although at the beginning of podcasts, they were all audio, if I recall correctly, but then some started to broadcast the image with it because why wouldn't we? It's not that complicated to put the image. It's in fact, in many times, more simple to just put the image with the voice. And also, there are now people consume their content on a bunch of different platforms. And there's always a discussion like, oh, are you Instagram? Oh no, that's for my, like, us young people, we're on TikTok. Yeah, but what's the difference? It's just like when you look at the type of content that a platform has, that's the real thing. So let's say Spotify has podcasts, either audio, now video, long, 30-minute long. Then YouTube has everything, live video from 2 seconds to like 10 hours, and then shorts, vertical content. So they have everything. Then Instagram, it's pictures and vertical content. Facebook has everything. TikTok is only vertical content. But the thing is, with, for example, a podcast, if you record like a long format, which is anyway what I wanted to do, then you can repurpose all your content into all the platform, which was down the road what I wanted to do. I was like, I don't care if you're on Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. I'll just repurpose my content, same content for you there as a vertical content, less than a minute. You extract clips, you put clips on YouTube, then the live as the entire thing. And that's like where I came up with a set of tools to help them. So I'm going to show you the first tool that I use is called Riverside. Riverside is made to record an interview between two persons and to record on both ends their phone. Okay, so as you can see here in my list of recordings, I did a few thing with my friend Luc. He's in Bangkok, I'm in Chiang Mai. We both use our phones. But then the problem is when you try to broadcast live exactly that, then both the phone will, like, let's say you broadcast a Zoom call, okay? But now the phone is like not even that, like 1080p HD. It's like very, very, like on Zoom, it's low quality, and then you're maybe high quality because you're like we're broadcasting your Zoom, but really like you're broadcasting bad quality and then bad audio. Then you cannot download it to make some modifications after that, to do a clip, to repurpose the content. That's where Riverside comes in. They will say like, all right, you can have both your phones or a computer. They give you like many options. There's a phone app, or like you can use a computer and a phone, whatever. You have your two person speaking, but like and they give you like a broadcasting server. So they give you like a nice interface to broadcast the thing, but it also records on both the both person's phone the entire HD conversation and then sends it to a server on Riverside. And that's where it comes like really handy, because again, if you try to do it with Zoom, it won't be that high quality what you are broadcasting. And then even if you record it on your computer, it won't be that of a high quality. So let's take a recording that I did, and then we can see a little excerpt. But when I scroll down on the page in Riverside, I can see that both my phone and my friend's phone were recorded in high quality, and I can download them and then put them in a software, an edition software. But wait, there's more. So Riverside, they give us also a small editor, small browser editor. So it has none of the functionality that a powerful editor would have, but it's enough, to be honest. And so you can do things like export the entire thing. So for example, I would go here, I would export it 4K, normalize the audio level. You can export. You can add the logo. You can change the layout. So you can have like one speaker full screen speaking after the other, or you can put both on left and right. There's a few options. Okay. Now they also have a new option that it's called Magic Clips and Full Episode. So you can generate clips and generate an episode. So let's do it. So I'm going to generate clips and generate an episode. What they do is they have an AI to basically search for the best clips and the best shorts that they can produce. Then you have to go in and just tweak it by yourself, but still it's very, very, very short to do. So for example, they say like, oh, your episode is ready. I'm going to click, and they did like a little edition of the episode. They normalized the audio level. They did like a bunch of cool things, and they remove the silence, which is also cool, because if for 1 minute we're like searching for the next question, they will cut that part out of the thing. They also have a transcript now that they're trying to compete, like they're in competition with Descript, which is another transcript tool. So it gives you an idea. Like once you generate your episode, you will first rename, like so. I like to keep my thing well organized. So you will rename, and then you will export that 4K, everything, and then export. I won't do it because I did it the other day. And then once you go back to the page, you can see that they generated a bunch of, they call it magic clip, which is basically like cool moments in the video. So They have like a few 58 seconds, so they would be perfect for a Instagram, TikTok, Reel, YouTube Short. So you can go in and generate a bunch of shorts after. But what I suggest is first, you need to process your podcast episode all the way to every platform, and then you can do clips and shorts. So let's process the podcast all the way to the end. Okay, so we have first YouTube. So always YouTube first. So on YouTube, you have a plus button here on the top right, and you can click upload video. Okay, so once you done generated your episode, you click export. Once it stops exporting, it will take about 30 minutes for a 30-minute episode. You will then select file and then upload your clip here. Let's say that's my clip. And then it will slowly upload. What you need to do after is do the timestamp. So I will take, for example, one that I did yesterday. Okay. So then YouTube will ask you for a few things. They will ask you for a title. They will ask you for a small description and then the timestamp. Be able to mark the clip while you record on Riverside with the M button. But then you need the transcript. Riverside now has the transcript, but it's with the upgraded plan. That's where Descript comes in. So Descript is another tool that I use to extract the script. And then I pass it into ChatGPT. Very simple. I'm like, hey, ChatGPT, I need a title with this script. Bam, he gave me that title. That's funny. It's in French, like it's food in Thailand, broccolis at midnight. Really? Oh, really? And then it gave me that small description. Then I put in the timestamp. Bam, done. Great. Next. Okay. So you need to verify the timestamp. Once the timestamp are verified, you put your YouTube show, you publish it, and then you can put the live unlisted because you don't want a live and a video of the same thing. So you just take down the live once you publish the entire show. And very important, you scroll down and then there are playlists. If there's a form to be filled in a platform, you fill it. Never leave it empty. So playlist, you will select playlist, and then you will select, for example, in my case, the proper language and the proper playlist. That's it. Then show more. Okay, at the bottom of the video detail on YouTube, there is a button called show more, and then we can see language and caption certification, video language. So let's make sure that we tell YouTube that, hey, YouTube, this is French Canada. Perfect. And then the playlist. So the playlist, I would suggest you, I mean, you need like, I'm having like a bunch of languages. So I'll do them later because they need to be done. Then you save and you can classify your YouTube as being done. Now, the next step is the website. So I have a website. It runs on WordPress. Very simple stuff. The first page, I changed it. It's a bunch of links to all my YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, blog, whatever. Where do you want to consume the content? I have it. So let's go on blog. So blog. Now, I have a bunch of things. It's in English, so I'm going to change to French. And then there's a bunch of blogs that were published. So that's pretty good with images and everything. So as you can see, perfect. We have blogs. Okay. And then I'm going to log in to the dashboard to show you what it looks like. So this is WordPress dashboard. And in WordPress dashboard, I have a plugin installed that's called WPML, which allows me to have my thing in many different language. And now you can see all my content. The next step will be to take your video that we have here. You can leave it in a tab open, and you will create a blog post with the entire video. First blog post to publish is the entire thing. What you will do, you will take the title, we'll go to post, add new, and then it's the same title. If there's a form to fill on WordPress, it's the same as YouTube, you fill it. So title is same title. Then video, what you will do is the next thing, you will put the video right away. People want to watch the video, they can watch the video. But if they don't want to watch the video, no problem. We got you covered. We will put the description here. But what I do is I go to ChatGPT and I say, like, here's a transcript, write a blog post with it. And then ChatGPT writes the transcript, write the blog post, but from the transcript. So it's not really ChatGPT talking, it's really like you talking, but it just reformats it in a way that's readable. So for now, I will just paste this because I don't have my conversation with ChatGPT, but it gives you an idea. I would put that. So the entire blog post. Then you need to scroll down. There's a plugin that I installed that I strongly suggest. It's called Yoast SEO. SEO, it's search engine optimization. It's basically like, do you want your website to be Google friendly? Well, then yes, please. And they give you a little sad face, okay? And now you need to make the sad face happy. So you can see in the red here, sad face, no outbound links appear in this. No image appear. No internal link. Key phrase length. So you just fix everything one by one, okay? The focus key phrase for that was it was nourriture en Thaïlande. So like food in Thailand. So the focus key phrase is here. That's it. I search. Many people are searching for that. And then slowly you will make Yoast SEO happy. The little red sad face will turn into a green happy face. If he asks for something, go back to the transcript, take your transcript, pass it to ChatGPT, tell him to extract whatever YouTube, WordPress, Yoast SEO is asking you, and pass it there. Like, so it's text. Like we will add a thing in the blog post to tell them, like, hey, this blog post was generated by AI from the transcript. We put it there for you to read if you want to read, but if you don't want to read, like, watch the entire video there. Then you have now let's say you would click publish. I won't do it right now because I would need to work on it. So now you would have a YouTube video with title, description, keywords. You would have a blog post. So if people want to read your content instead, they can read it. The AI is very good at generating a blog post, especially from a transcript. And especially if you talk for 30 minutes, then like the AI really sounds like you. It's surprising. And I will show in a future video how to make the AI sound even more like you, to have your own GPT. If you record content, it won't be that hard. The next step is Spotify. So you want your podcast to be everywhere, right? So let's put it to Spotify as well. So Spotify has now turned into a podcast broadcasting system, if I may say so. And now we can pass the video completely. Back in the days, it was only the audio, but now there's no problem. It's passing a video. So you go to Spotify for Podcaster, it's now called. It used to be called Anchor. When I created my account, I logged in a few days ago, saw that it was called now Spotify for Podcasters. They ask you to log in, and then At some point, they tell you like, oh, you can continue for pod or formerly known as Anchor. So I still have my Anchor. That's it. So still have my Anchor account. And when I go there, I can see that I had 30 plays all time, audience size 1 in the last 7 days. Yay. And then you can click on new episode. On new episode, upload audio or video. But that's cool. Now they take video. So you select a file. I will go ahead and select one just to give us an idea. Now give your episode a name. Well, that's easy. You come back to your YouTube tab. You take the title, paste the title. You go back to your YouTube tab. You take the description and the timestamp. You will put it in the episode description with the timestamp. So then it's the same. Publish date now, for now. Explicit content, it doesn't. Episode type, season, and cover art later. Okay. And now it's slowly uploading. Once it's done uploading, you will be able to publish your episode on Spotify directly. And now you have a podcast that is consumable on most of the biggest platform because, for example, you used Riverside to broadcast live to Facebook, Twitch, LinkedIn, YouTube. Okay, so people can consume your content live. Then you extract your content, improve it a bit, improve the sound, improve the lighting, improve everything, and then you re-upload it to YouTube, Spotify, and you create a blog post. So if people want to read your content instead of, like consuming the video, they can. If they find you on your website, they can read the content and they also have the video. So if they change their mind halfway through the blog, they can stop their music and consume your video. And now and only now would I suggest that you switch to clips and shorts. So there's a few platforms missing here, like Instagram, TikTok. So the vertical content, it's super popular. So let's take the clips first. I say clip to a horizontal clip. They will usually be more than 1 minute long. And they will usually be for YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Then it's debatable. So I will give you an example of a clip I did yesterday. So I did all of that first. So make sure that once you, like the first thing that you do is to publish the podcast on Spotify, on YouTube, and on your blog. Because that's like Google can then find the content within that. But let's say we want a clip, So yesterday, for example, I had a clip that it was a restaurant that I went to, and it's an extract from the 35-minute podcast that I did, and it lasts 6 minutes. So it was like I wanted to create a clip with that. So I created a clip. I went back to Riverside. I am trying not to break Riverside while I'm doing it. So what I did is I went to my recording and then I adjusted the little purple bar to extract a clip from 6 minutes right about in the middle. So you just listen and then you readjust your little purple bar here to make sure that you extract a clip. Okay. So you go here, let's say here to here, you listen to it, you can look at your transcript, and then perfect. So you change the title here always. So clip where I go to Chinda Butt. Okay, and then you export that. Export, remove background noise, 4K, and then I clicked export. Okay. After that, it exported for maybe 6-7 minutes for a 6-7 minute clip. And then I add it here. Okay, it's a 6-minute clip. I downloaded that. Okay, and then once that was downloaded, I uploaded to YouTube. Then you need to create the link between YouTube, your main clip, and your clip out of the podcast. So I did it very simple to show you this morning, but like this is like my experience in a like weird restaurant. And then it says extract from, and this here is the main podcast. That's it. So what you want to do is always link to say like this is an extract from that. Okay. So if you want to refer to the main thing, go there. This is the reference. Now that clip can now go on Facebook, it can go on Twitter, it can go on, I'd say, LinkedIn. Okay, it depends. Like if you talk about business podcasts, definitely go on LinkedIn. If you talk about travel, you can choose to do it or not to do it. After that, you will take that clip and you will create a blog post with it, because now you have something that's like 6 minutes. So you talked a lot. For like 6 minutes is enough to create a small 1,000-word blog post. So you can do the same process. You go back to ChatGPT, you ask ChatGPT to create a small blog post from the 6-minute clip. And in the blog, very importantly, you will do the same thing. You will say, this is an extract from that. Like if you want the entire podcast, go there. Then you're telling Google, like this here is my main content, and all these things are repurposed of that content. So this is my main hub of content, and you're telling like, okay, go there. And if the people in the main content, they want something specific, they have a link to the subtopics. And this is the way that now everybody organizes their content. So a main hub of content in the middle, and then subtopics around them. So in the blog post, you will do the same. You will create links between your blog, like your main podcast, and your clip. And let's say you do a short, okay? Because after, let's say, I would suggest, let's say you have one podcast, let's say it's 35 minutes, extract 2 or 3 clips, and let's say 2 or 3 shorts out of them, okay? And publish that slowly over the upcoming days. So if you create a short and you publish it on TikTok, it's kind of the same process. It's like you can write it in the caption directly on the video that it's an extract. If you want to see the entire clip, go there. Okay. And you always try to redirect the people to your website. That would be best. So you tell them like, hey, this is an extract of a long, like a 30-minute podcast. If you want to listen to it, go on my website and check it out. And on the website, it's arguable if you should do that or not. But hey, I did. So I'm going to show you is you just redirect everyone to everywhere where they want to see it. Okay. So for example, my main page is a bunch of links to my YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and the blog. It's just like you redirect them where to their platform of their choice, and they can then consume your content wherever they want. That's the technique that I did. Some people would say once you have them on your website, try to keep them there as much as possible. But I'm thinking like, yeah, you can, but why not just offer them the choice? If you want them to consume your content in the first place, redirect them to the platform of their choice. And that's how, from one live, I can publish in all those platforms with a few different tools, mainly Riverside, ChatGPT, and Descript for the transcript. And that's it, guys. I will take a few questions if we have questions. and I will open my docs of questions. So, first question: do I create a website for my podcast? If you know how to create a website and if you want to learn, then I would say yes. If you don't know and you don't want to learn, then I would say no, because YouTube down the road is good enough. Most people will watch it in video or listen to you. And let's say you have YouTube and Spotify, then they can really watch you on YouTube or listen to you on Spotify in their car. So that really depends on your technical levels. For me, creating a website, I do this in 1 hour, so it's not a big investment. And then there are a lot of people still reading blogs instead of consuming their content in the video format. And if you want to reach them, then I would strongly suggest you creating a blog. But it really depends on your technical level. I wouldn't suggest that, let's say you create a website and then you lose all your time trying to figure that out and you lose your motivation of creating your podcast. Then I would say definitely don't create a website. Okay, next question. Is all the information you shared free services or are they paid? Some are free, some are paid. ChatGPT has a free version. I am using the free version, but I'm also I pay for a OpenAI membership. Riverside is a paid system. It's about $20 per month. Descript is a paid system too to extract the transcripts, about $15 per month. If you want to have a website, WordPress is free, but you need hosting, and that's about $15, $30 per month. If you want to start for free, then I would suggest YouTube and Spotify, your phone. That will be free. And you want to have a website, but honestly, that's like you're gonna still reach it with your phone. You can still extract. You can take the podcast and upload it everywhere, and you can then create small edits to upload like on all the different platforms. So with a phone, a tripod, and a membership into all the social platforms, you can do it for free. How do I promote my podcast? So I don't know. That part is kind of hard. I mean, the game that I decided to play is to find questions that people have that I know the answer to, and then to teach what I know about it. Then my way of promoting is to hope that people, when they search, they will see me, which really depends on Google. But then Google says, like, create content, don't worry about us. We'll show you if you have like good topic, good video, good blog post, good everything. So I'm kind of relying on that. I'm thinking like I will just do my own work, answer questions that I know the answer to. And then let's just hope that Google will send me views. That's how I'm doing it. If you want to like be more popular, blah blah blah, then I would suggest you try to find people with an audience and then get them on your podcast or get on their podcast, and that way you can kind of share audiences though. So that's a way that, for example, Joe Rogan, which is super popular, but he interviews popular people for like 20 years, so he slowly gained their audience and vice versa. So that would be a way to do it. Okay, next question. How to make money with my podcast? So there are 5 ways to make money with a podcast. They're the same way as to make money with a website or with a vlog. There are more than 5, but there are 5 main ways to make money with your podcast. First will be with the views. Okay. So if you have views on YouTube and if you have ads on your website, let's focus on the views on YouTube. YouTube will send you money based on how many views you have once you are monetized. So views. Second one is affiliate marketing. If you talk about a product or a service in your podcast, for example, Riverside, for example, Descript, for example, ChatGPT, I'm talking about them, you will leave a link to their services in the description. If the platform has an affiliate link, when people click on your link and you apply, you need to apply it, they will give you a link, a special link. And that special link is when people will click on the affiliate link and they subscribe to their service, they will send you a cut. That's how affiliate works. It can also be a product. So, for example, Amazon affiliates or Amazon associate, I don't even remember how they call it. They will give you a special link, and if people click and then buy a product, you will receive a cut. Third one will be sponsored posts, sponsorship that you can receive within your podcast, and they always sound like a hey, manscaped.com, blah blah blah, or a lot of you guys asked you about my skincare product. Well, I'm glad you asked, because those are all sponsored of your podcast. They will basically give you money to talk about their product, regardless of if they sell or not. That's the difference between affiliate. The fourth would be a membership site. So, for example, Patreon is a very popular one. YouTube subscription is another, where people subscribe on your content. They become like Netflix members of your content, and you can give them access to the content first. You can also give them to specialized content just for them. They can maybe send you a message. You can send a personalized message, that type of thing. And OnlyFans is also a membership site. And there's a fifth one, merch. So t-shirts will be a classic, where the people can buy something from you with your logo, to have like an object of you if they like your brand or you. And that would be the 5 ways to make money with my podcast. How do I figure out why I want to talk about on my podcast? So what I do is I find a topic that I know that I can teach, and that is smart for me to teach, because maybe it will help me, will help my staff, will help my girlfriend, and then I hope it will help somebody else. And that's how I find the stuff that I want to teach. So talk about, in my case, is mainly teaching. And then it's really just the question that people ask me. I travel a lot. I'm right now in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and I receive questions on Messenger like, hey, how's this? How's the food? How's the blah, blah, blah? I receive questions. Those are all questions that people want to know. So I answer my friend, and then I make a mental note like, okay, I'll make a podcast about this and we'll talk about it. So I just find things that I want to teach about. I also have a tool, an SEO tool, very expensive but very powerful, called Ahrefs, where I can find the question that the people have online, but I can also find the niche questions that I can have a chance of scoring on that. And that's where I figure out how I want to, what I want to talk about on my podcast. Is starting a podcast a worthwhile investment? I say yes. If you're searching about that, you're probably you probably have something to say. You probably have a little entrepreneurship calling, and it's it's not that much of an investment if you just start with your phone, which is, by the way, if you are in a silent environment, the sound will be acceptable. And there are a few software that can help you make the sound better. And then the investment is very, very limited. I'm guessing you have a phone, and I'm guessing that you can access some free Wi-Fi. Then the investment is very low. After that, you make a podcast, and at the beginning it's very low, like you get a few views, almost nothing. But I will rely on one of my friends who did like maybe, I don't know, like 100 podcasts 7 years ago, and then kind of quit and left it there, but he didn't have time anymore. And he was telling me a few months ago, like I went back and checked and I have 500,000 views. So the views, they slowly come in. And if you don't quit and you do it for like, let's say 10 years, at some point you'll have an audience that want to listen to you, and it can be a great way to earn a living. So I would say that it is a worthwhile investment, especially in the case that once you have your phone and your tripod, and let's say you're in your YouTube account, then there's no risk. It's free for you to press record, so you can practice for free. And that, in the entrepreneurship world, is, according to my opinion, very, very good way to start something. And there you have it, guys. This is my very long episode on how to start a podcast, why you should start a podcast, the tools that I use to broadcast my podcast everywhere. And I hope you liked it, and see you another day.